All right. I am joined here by Endrick Ben. How do you how you pronounce your last name, Ben?
It's a apostle. It's
Apostle?
like, the name of the Bible, just spelled differently.
Yeah, okay, got it, got it. And you go by Ben.
Uh-huh, I do.
Okay, Ben, where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines, born and raised.
Okay. What part do you live in?
I'm located somewhere in the south of the Philippines,
Okay.
a city named Davao City.
Okay. Of course, I'm extremely familiar with DeVal. Not everybody is. So, it's pro what like top second largest city in the Philippines? Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay.
That's where the durian comes from. That stingy, pungent smelling fruit, but it tastes
Oh,
like heaven. Yeah, just
yeah.
a quick trivia.
I love it. I didn't know that. So it's specifically in the south of the Philippines. It's not in the north.
Correct. They
Okay.
export, if we can call it that. Technically, it's not export because it's still within the Philippines, but most of the supply come from us during the season
Yeah.
of durian. That's why it's
Yeah.
so expensive. If it reaches the city of Manila or some other northern part of the Philippines.
Cool. Cool. Amazing. I love it. Okay. Awesome. So tell us kind of a little bit about just about yourself. What do you do for fun? Give us a little bit of background.
For sure. So yes, hey guys, hey Bruce. Yeah, I go by Ben, and I'm 34. I've been serving the US market for over 13 years now, since the very beginning of my work career. I'm a very seasoned, experienced, and skilled contractor slash employee. I come from an over 10-year BPO or call center background in the Philippines, which probably explains the lack of accent or maybe just a little bit left
Hmm.
in here. So what I do for fun is going out to the gym most days of the week, Monday to Saturday, actually. So if I were being, transparent, um, I do a lot of computer games like Dota. One of the esports out there. I play that and I watch them too during my spare time. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks,
Okay.
Bruce.
So 13 years in the kind of call center industry.
Mhm.
Um, what kind of mixture of that was inbound versus outbound, customer support, sales? Kind of describe that mixture for us.
So, if I were to provide a breakdown of, the niches or the fields of expertise there, I'd say not less than 5 years would be for sales.
Hmm.
It's a mixture of B2B and B2C,
Hmm.
right there. And the remaining ones would be for customer service. As
Yep.
far as communication or platforms go, uh, it's almost 50-50 in terms of inbound and outbound combined with all those of
Okay.
years of experience.
Okay. And you also trained a little bit. I know you mentioned that before I started the recording. What
I
was that like?
did. I did. I would say that was the most exhilarating part of my work life. I was a trainer for 4 years
Mhm.
in a BPO setting. I trained for clients like AT&T, Comcast, Uber, and Uber Eats,
Mhm.
and even the AT&T sales. I used to train people there. So my background in training is like a mixture of sales, customer service, and solid, inbound and outbound calls.
Okay.
So there.
Outstanding. Okay. So
Thank you.
obviously serving the US for 13, 14 years now, that's probably a lot of overnight work. How do you feel about that?
I feel great, and I'm really grateful for the experience. I know some might say that haven't you explored like the Australian clients? What about Europe? What about this band? What about that? The US market has chosen me. What can I do? Right? So that's
Yeah.
how I, respond to friends who are like trying to tell me about, other clients to, get my client serving market be like bigger,
Hmm.
but I'm so comfortable in the US market that I stayed with it. And it pays the most, if I were being honest.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Yes. Cool. All right. So having doing this and specifically over on the outbound side, and I want to be clear. So there's an elephant in the room right now,
Okay.
and the elephant in the room, we might as well go ahead and point it out, because it's gonna be found out at some point. Um, 13, 14 years of experience, but none in real estate, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, so just kind of want to point that out. And I am here interviewing where I don't normally interview someone without real estate experience.
Hmm.
I'm here interviewing because I have had some hires that didn't have real estate experience, but had a heavy sales background and was
Right.
good in communication and overcame the lack of real estate experience quickly. So that's why you and I are here. But I do want to point that out. So let's go back to the question that I started to ask. Um, given the sales side of your experience, what would you say your least favorite part of outbound sales has been in the 4 or 5 years that you were doing sales in your background?
Well, I'd have to be honest before I even tell you about what I think about the or my least favorite part of the job, doing outbound sales or outbound calls for sales accounts, because I'm the type who would always see something positive in something challenging, right?
Hmm.
And that mindset has really provided me such support internally, like within myself, as I navigate through challenging behaviors of potential clients when I do outbound sales, right?
Hmm.
So I must say my least favorite part would be the numbers. What I'm
Yep.
trying to say is it is tiring. I have to admit, it is
Hmm.
tiring to go through over 100 of calls to get a successful potential client. Not to mention that there are still odds that that
Hmm.
potential client has to go through with all the processes, qualifying and the scheduling of appointment, negotiating until the closing part. But what I learned throughout my years of taking and making phone calls is that there is always a pattern if you follow the numbers. The
Hmm.
more sales opportunities, that's equivalent to the attempts that you do for the outbound sales, the higher the chance
Hmm.
you get each time you persevere. That's
Yep.
why I've been keeping that grit on me, not relying on anyone else for myself's motivation. Because if I were that reliant on others to be to have myself motivated, I don't even think that gonna meet you now, if you know what I mean. I
Right.
would have moved over to a different career path or another job, right? Probably selected another client or whatnot.
Hmm.
But here I am, still in the same line of business. And that's why I still have that grit for
Awesome.
this, support.
I love it. I love it. Okay. This might go without saying, because you might have answered a little bit of this as a part of your answer there. What is your favorite part about kind of serving in more of a outbound or a phone sales type of role?
Well, my favorite part must be the human interaction. It feels great that y- this is something present in the customer service industry as well. Like, that feeling that you're helping someone. But when you're in sales, you feel that too, except that you're doing that to two people,
Hmm.
one for the potential client and one for the client or your employer themselves,
Hmm.
which makes sales a better option in terms of adding value to those shareholders. Again, that's the potential client and the company that you work for.
Hmm.
That's why I love the outbound sales and serving clients, doing potential sales for their services or their products. Because in customer service, that feeling of being able to help your client is just, I would say, one way, because they're already an existing client, right? So you're
Hmm.
just filling in on the additional service part when they need help or when they need someone to show them around on how your product works, etc. But in sales, you're potentially helping two, not just one person at a
Right.
time.
Right. I love it. Okay, amazing. Perfect. This has been really really good. We've obviously had a little bit of a chat before we started the recording, and we'll stay on and talk a little bit longer. But before I go ahead and wrap up and at least end the recording, is there anything else that you'd like to say before say to any potential clients before we jump off?
Well, to whoever's going to choose me, you're in luck. That's it. I'm that confident, and I'm sure that will resonate with whatever product or service that you're trying to get with a potential client, because I'm very enthusiastic and I will take care of your business as you do. That's
Okay.
it.
Amazing. I like that. Take care of their business just like they would.
Hmm.
Outstanding. Well, I will go ahead and end the recording. Thank you so much, Ben. Hang on. We'll talk a little bit more after this. Guys, if you'd like to interview or hire Ben, please reach out and let me know. Thanks a bunch.
See ya.